in 13 pro bouts. He maintains a record of 6 victories against 7 losses. Danny, the realist, Ramirez. In his 8th professional bout with a record of 4 victories and 3 losses. Daniel, the android Matos.
More technical knockout as we're underway in round 1, live Friday night Combate Global in Miami. Ooh, a sharp right hand by Ramirez, but countered nicely by Matos with his right hand. Matos in black. Danny Ramirez, active duty Marine for 7 years, honorably got out as a sergeant. We salute Danny for his service and thank him for that. Got Danny versus Daniel, and you can see Danny with an amateur history, which saw him 10-3 in the amateur ranks as a mixed martial artist, 4-1 via Muay Thai. He's been training for 9 years. He feels he has the all-round game. He just needs to get on a roll here. See a little Muay Thai, not clinch, but kind of getting in those close quarters. Very good control from Matos, who's very compact, not wasting any movements. And you can hear the corner when you're ready, Danny. Danny Ramirez representing Mexico, fighting out of Sacramento. He came in, that right hand got Matos. No sign of the jab. They're just going for power punches early on. At least Ramirez, that is his game. That's a good sharp jab from Matos. You'd like to see a little more of that. And you don't want to be a stationary target. Matos catches that lead leg. Ramirez puts it out there for him. We look forward to our next fight, our featured women's fight. Blanca Marquez, Mariel Selimen. Nervous moments inside the locker rooms in our beautiful studio space in Miami. Only a select few are allowed to be in there. I didn't make the cut. I got to talk to Campbell about that. But this is obviously a strange time, as a combination from Ramirez did well. After the pandemic, everything was put on hold. Last time we saw Combate Americas, as it was known, was February of 2020. They waited to bring it back, and then everyone coming together to create this situation, which is really caught a lot of attention. The media is paying attention, and people are watching. Not just the U.S. audience that I told you about, but down in Mexico with Televisa, down in South America, and it's just going to grow. And these fighters know it. They know this is a great place. It's not a stepping stone. It is a destination. Take Christian Perez, who we just saw. If he wins, he's going to be a main event fighter. He's going to be fighting for a title. He is going to make money in this business. And I think, big spinning back fist. I think underreported in all of that is the exposure and visibility a fighter gets when you're at the top of the card, as opposed to down a couple rungs, maybe somewhere else. Make no mistake, people are noticing Christian Perez everywhere after what he has done these last few weeks. A lot of blood now on the right temple of Matos. It may have been that spinning back fist that opened him up, and it has opened him up in a bad way, and now his vision's becoming an issue, as it's certainly dripping into that right eye. And Danny Ramirez sees blood, and he goes for it. You talk to these fighters when they see blood on their opponent. That is a sign to go. Matos grabs the leg. Matos just has to make sure that blood does not get into his eyes. It looks like it's pretty well contained the way it's dripping. And he has to get to round 2 to alleviate it. We're almost there. It's been a good fight. Good opening round. Stand-up game. I think this is where we're headed. We'd like to see if Ramirez can get involved a little bit. Both these guys do like the stand-up game. A lot of blood from Matos now. Uppercut by Ramirez. And Matos is starting to slow down from the constant pressure from the realist. 20 seconds to go in round 1. Good kick, Matos. Corner likes it. Ramirez says, bring it.
10 seconds.
Remember, Matos has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but he has not taken this fight to the ground at all as a big right catches him right on the chin coming in. Daniel Matos representing Puerto Rico in the black shorts. Danny Ramirez representing Mexico, fighting out of Sacramento. Matos looking to set up the ground game, but he's got to close the distance. Ramirez takes the center of the Jaula. 2 big cards, 2 big fights coming on our main card. Blanca Marquez, Mariel Selimen, Luis Sicario Iñiguez, and Marcos El Lobo Lloreda. That is coming right after this, as we give you your Friday night fill of MMA. Mucho más acción. Here in the Jaula, a smaller forum for fighting, and guys know it, girls know it, they swing for the fences. Literally. Combination Matos. It didn't make contact, but I think it did serve a purpose there. Matos just keeps moving. Better from Matos. Stick and move. Working the jab. You find something that works, you stick with it. And it's helping him close the gap. And Ramirez a little uncomfortable as a result. And now Matos out of his range. The blood hasn't been an issue, so nice work by the corner to stop the flow, as they say. Good kick by Matos, but that got Ramirez off and running. Out of his blocks. Jab again, Matos. And you hear the corner, he goes, fire that jab, that's where it's at. I mean, when you're watching MMA or boxing, you hear the corner say that and you see the fighter not do it. It just reminds you how difficult it is to hear things, how difficult it is to do things when your cardio and your energy is being tested so severely. You don't hear everything because you're in survival mode. This is a huge fight for these guys. Ramirez now closing the gap. You can see Ramirez is a good stand-up fighter. Just got some bad losses along the way that have kind of disfigured his record. But this is a guy you don't want to get in there with. Constant pressure. Trains with Brito MMA. By the way, has 4 dogs. When he's not training or working, he spends time at home with them. Works doing scaffolding for American Scaffolding and Insulation in the Bay Area, Pittsburgh, California. We respect the contractors, the folks that are scaffolding way up high in the sky. That's not for me and my fear of heights. We appreciate Danny Ramirez doing it. Oh, big right from Ramirez. Snapping it. 2 minutes to go in round 2. Mariel Selimen warming up for her fight, which is coming up next. Setting up that right hand with that jab, Ramirez. Now you've got to see the output pick up for Daniel Matos. Soft jabs from Matos, just to show some activity. That sets up a good kick into the midsection. 2 close rounds, but it feels like Ramirez, who's been the aggressor, is out in front, certainly in the first round. Too close to call here in round 2, but Ramirez is starting to answer some questions here. Matos, it's just not working for him. The flow's not there. Ramirez catches the lead leg. Good kick by Matos, and he said it was a bit low. And good for Matos, as you see a little blood coming down. Matos apologized before Russ Greenberg came in. Affiliated with Combate Global, the respect, the honor between the fighters. There's no trash talking. There's no periphery junk that we see in so much in the fight game. Silliness at weigh-ins. Just as I like to say, payaseria, which is like a clown show. It's about fighting. It's about respect. I mean, there's rarely any sport where respect is more intertwined into it than this. Matos catches with the left. Got to be more active. Got to keep going here. He has some time in the second round to make an impression. Oh, good hit by Ramirez, catching Matos on the chin, and he is going to lock up here by necessity for Matos. Ramirez with a big elbow to the back of the ear. And Ramirez looks like he has won both rounds. It has to be there for Matos in the black shorts. Got to put his foot on the pedal, and he is going for it, throwing more punches, more output in the striking game. Does he go for a takedown? Good kick, Ramirez. Those do not feel good. We've seen so many fights won by just taking the lead leg away from your opponent. Matos gets out of that spot where he was right in the crosshairs of Ramirez. Matos keeps moving, but he has to be the aggressor, and he's not. A little bit low there, but okay on the inside leg. Never got back to those jabs. And you can see Ramirez is just a bigger fighter, and you sense that from the opening gun. Ramirez now going for the finish. Oop, big knee catches Ramirez flush. Little feint there. Ramirez trying to close the gap. Matos pushes back. Just looking to keep the distance, if nothing else. Those are punches that aren't going to hurt Ramirez, but at least keeps him off his back. And you see the corner. Matos is not fighting to win, but he hasn't figured out anything, and that's, you got to give all the credit to Ramirez for that. Ramirez has been aggressor. Now, when you're in a fight, if the guy's punching, you naturally turtle up and you defend. But at some point to win a fight, you've got to be aggressive and hope that your opponent goes into a defensive posture. Ramirez hasn't done that at all. Ramirez is still going for a knockout, which can be dangerous here. Matos combination finally catches him. Matos, I think, feel like maybe a finger got in the eye there. Oh, Ramirez unloads 4 in a row. Matos goes into the breadbasket. 2.5 to go here in the final round. Where does Matos find a spot to soften up Ramirez? Never went to go to the ground at all. There's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, they got to talk to Ramirez and remind him not to get to the deep grass here. You can see Ramirez getting a little bit tired. Snap back right hand. Matos comes in. Ramirez has always been able to keep the distance with his punches. Ramirez, who lost his father when he was 16, he mentions how difficult that was on him and how couldn't it be. A lot to like about Ramirez's performance. Let's see if he can hit the tape, though. 1:30 to go. He's looking a little bit wobbly, but because he's continuing to throw. Some would say maybe you just move away. He even heard his corner. Move away. But he's been predatorial. You can't change that. That's your makeup. That's the way you fight. That left hand came in nicely for Ramirez. Ramirez very smart. You see how he keeps that hand up to protect that left hand coming in from Matos. Less than a minute to go here. Oh, Ramirez. Big kick into the belly. You You hear Ramirez breathing heavily, though, out of his mouth, which means he's getting tired, but he's almost there. Matos' fitness has been great, but the output hasn't been there. Matos looks like he can go 3 more rounds. I don't think you can say that about Ramirez. Takedown attempt. Careful. When you go against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he could possibly find a submission attempt. And Matos is going backwards. Never really got going here. Ramirez, non-stop pressure. He is going to win this fight. Till the very end, continues to pursue, even though Matos caught him on the way in. That is fantastic from Danny Ramirez.
In favor of the winner by way of split decision, the Android.
Wow.
Daniel.